Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between MakaPrime and CheckPrime here on Metalopolis. We have CheckPrime starting or spawning as the red Zerg player over here at the 6 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have MakaPrime spawning over here as the blue Terran player over here at the 8 o'clock position. So this is going to be a Terran versus Zerg matchup here on Metalopolis. Now, a couple of things to note. There are going to be a couple of number of options that I expect CheckPrime to do on this particular opening. We can either see an early fast gas coming in. Fast gas normally means that he will be trying to go for more of a speedling push and using those speedlings to try to impress in. It is a close spawn here, so this Overlord coming in from CheckPrime will be able to find the starting location very early and very quickly. MakaPrime doing a little bit of a mix-up there. Now going for a fast refinery first. So we have a fast refinery even before a supply depot. We'll really see how this is really going to work out for him as this particular build may be a little bit slow or not as tight. Now going for a barracks. So it started off with an 11 refinery and then 11 barracks, most likely followed up with an 11 supply depot. We'll see whether or not MakaPrime tries to transfer 3 SCVs off of the mineral line, and yet 3 SCVs are coming over, so he's going for very heavy gas. Now the only opening that I can see where MakaPrime would really want to go for such heavy gas is perhaps a fast tech to Banshees. Banshees, that air unit that can also cloak, hitting the ground, able to deal a lot of damage. Zerg players have the option of getting 2 queens in order to fend off against a Banshee harassment, so that may or may not work out very well since this is a Zerg matchup. And now with this Overlord in play, MakaPrime knows exactly where a Check is on this map. So Maka versus Check, SCV now coming out in order to do some scouting, as CheckPrime also getting this extractor up. So we'll see really and how CheckPrime is really going to counteract this. I'm sure he saw that there was an earlier gas than normal. No, he did not. Oh yeah, he did see the earlier gas. So the earlier gas was spotted by Check. Now we're also seeing a factory over here, so no tech lab down yet, so it may be a straight tech to that starport and then trying to get those Banshees out. Taking a look at the unit, or the production wise, yeah, 1 queen being trained up, 4 Zerglings, couple drones, and the harvester count 15 to 14, no real difference there, but MakaPrime not mining nearly as much for some reason, a little bit of 100 mineral difference. And now we're finally getting an orbital upgrade to an orbital command from MakaPrime. SCV out doing some scouting over here, perhaps wants to see if there's going to be any sort of fast hatchery or a hatchery attempt, and if there is a hatchery attempt, he knows that he'll be able to fend off any early attacks. We should probably see a starport over here, wants to hide the starport from any Overlord scouts, and yes, it is going to be a quick fast tech to Banshees. CheckPrime with this 1 Overlord, and we'll be able to scout out any Banshees that try to fly on over. Are we going to get a second queen is the question. There's only 1 queen out, that 1 queen just spawning larva. A lot of Zerg players recently like to get down that initial creep tumor as well. That initial creep tumor allowing that queen to run around the map much more easily, able to intercept those Banshees, as the queen movement speed is really hindered when not on the main, when not on that creep. And already coming in, we now see a Marine coming in, so a Marine wants to shoot down CheckPrime's Overlord. That Overlord really wants to do some scouting, so is going to just run head on into this base, trying to get as much sight as possible. Will CheckPrime see that the starport is already down, and with that tech lab currently being built, CheckPrime's Overlord down to 38 hit points, and he does see that tech lab, and I think he's just going to get just enough view, enough view to get that starport into vision. MakaPrime now coming in, trying to do a little bit more scouting, sees that there is the tech to tier 2, quickly gets taken down, and now CheckPrime can either counter with Banshees, or no, sorry, either with Mutalis or Hydralis against those Banshees that will inevitably be coming. Second hatchery already down, a second queen now being trained up as well, so we're gonna have 2 queens, and Banshee with the cloaking field now being researched. The cloaking field still a fair ways off, taking 110 units of time in order to be built. The Banshee only takes 60, so that Banshee will have a quite amount of energy before it's able to activate that cloaking field. Currently, MakaPrime is supply locked and is only running off of 18 harvesters, so economy-wise he's going to be behind. The only thing saving him is that 1 mule that is able to mine as effectively as 6 harvesters. Essentially, CheckPrime only operating off of 1 gas as well. So really am focusing more on the minerals, and we now have 3 queens in play, and as soon as those queens should be able to hold off any sort of Banshee harassment. Banshee now coming out, taking down one of those Zerglings. I like this play by MakaPrime. Maka using the time, gathering up some energy, knowing that that cloaking field is not yet researched, went out, took down this one Zergling over here, and now may try to push on out, perhaps try to hit the expansion as opposed to the main base, as those queens are already ready. And now out comes an Overseer, so that Overseer will be able to spot that Banshee very easily. That Banshee may be able to get a couple kills off the one kill, one drone kill, another drone kill, as now quickly 4 queens come into play. Overseer is already in the air, and taking a couple more spines before that Banshee's forced to pull back. So that Banshee, that heavy tech to get that Banshee may not have been worth it, but that Banshee looking to come back and get in some on more action, coming in, maybe able to get a couple more drone kills, another drone kill, so already getting up to 6 kills, may get up to 7. Will he be able to take down that drone? And already down to 17 hit points, and there it goes. So wow, a lot of drones getting taken down, more queens coming over. Banshee may get up to 10 kills, are currently sitting at 8 kills, and yeah, doing a little bit of that move and attack, and now able to take down 2 more drones, now decloaking, so very nicely done. And also the second Banshee coming in from MakaPrime, just splitting up these queens back and forth, causing them to run back and forth between these 2 hatcheries. So 3 kills on one Banshee and then 8 kills on another. So MakaPrime doing a great job holding off or just trying to hurt the harvesting count of CheckPrime. Now we're seeing a little bit of a closer race, 36 harvesters compared to 23. We should, yeah, second command center, or second orbital command already brought into play. So MakaPrime gonna take his natural expansion over here on Metalopolis. And yeah, the expansions are a little bit more difficult to hold off or to defend as well. Already dropping down a missile turret, perhaps expecting a little bit of action, and now SCV pulling away. Ooh, nice micro there, pulling that SCV away, making sure that that siege tank does not splash and take down his own unit there. We still have one Banshee hanging off to the side, sitting on about 52 energy, and now Mutalisks are in play. So those Mutalisks from CheckPrime may try to come on in and do some harassment of his own. So currently has 2 Mutalisks, 2 more Mutalisks already in production, and Maka now getting a reactor on that barracks, maybe trying to get try to mass up a large infantry army. 2 of those barracks have a reactor, 1 of those barracks has a tech lab, so we should most likely see the combat shield and the stim pack research. 4 Mutalisks now coming in. There is 1 or 2 missile turrets in the main base. That missile turret really forcing those Mutalisks to pull back. Mutalisks may try to do a quick run by. No, just gonna fly in, kill that 1 Marine, and that Mutalisk may try to push in onto that expansion. It looks like there's a lot of room here, but there really isn't that much. But the missile turret's not close enough. So what in comes this Mutalisk. Mutalisk gonna do a little bit of harassment, and perfect positioning on CheckPrime's Mutalisk in between all 3 of these missile turrets. So those Mutalisks able to get perhaps 1 or 2 kills off, and then forcing a little bit of harassment. They're now flying back home as CheckPrime trying to take an additional expansion over here on this high ground location at the 5 o'clock position. So really a great job so far. So CheckPrime keeping up. He is sitting on a fair amount of minerals, sitting on 1,000 minerals right now. Not quite sure why he isn't spending them as quickly. MakaPrime, on the other hand, supply locked at 62 food. And so both players have the same size army. It's just that CheckPrime can really be able to macro up a much larger army much more quickly. Overseer now moving on out, perhaps to try to take down that Banshee. Banshee once again is cloaked. Mutalisks move faster than that Overseer, so the Banshee just needs to stay away from that Overseer, and he's gonna be fine and be able to return home. Banshee now returning back to base. Harvester count still. CheckPrime with a major economy lead, sitting at 52 harvesters. However, MakaPrime sitting on a major or a significant army lead, sitting on 1750 mineral army versus CheckPrime 700. So that is significantly larger. MakaPrime now just playing the SimCity game here, macroing up, trying to develop a very, very large army. The weapons upgrade already in position. It looks as though, yeah, now getting the level 2 weapons upgrade. So the level 2 weapons upgrade should be able to force those Mutalisks back, take down those Mutalisks very easily, even without Thors. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between CheckPrime and MakaPrime here on Metalopolis.